questions. Jody, go ahead.
Recently, there's been a little bit of a proliferation in our local media of fact-checking sections. Whether they're from watchdog organizations or just a little feature called Fact Check. And I wanted to, this is, I guess, more geared toward the two of you, but what you think about how those are doing, whether you find them to accurately be calling out people on whether they're things they say are true or false, and what role those types of features might have in our media coverage.
Well, I have the luxury of, I'm an advocate, that's what I do. And I am often speaking from opinion, or this is what we believe, and so I escape a lot of that, not all of it. I have been fact-checked and got the Pinocchio nose. However, to be honest, I get really, in fact, bothered by the fact check on other people. And I think I have, at least for 2 elected officials from both sides of the aisle, called up the fact check people and said, you're not understanding what they're saying. And being deeply involved in what's happening of those issues in particular, I can understand the context under which that statement may have been made. One was Nathan's statement on redevelopment, and another was on Ben Wesso's statement on taxes. And actually, he had taken his statement from something that an allied organization, the Center for Policy Initiatives, had put out from us, and the lead researcher on that, who I guarantee understood the issue much more than the reporter, kept calling me and saying, you've got to call the reporter and tell them that that's just wrong. And I think it was the same statement that Ben Wesso got like the Whopper of the Year for. So, and he got it directly from CPI's report. The problem with the fact check, and it's one of the problems we're seeing more and more with reporters, is they make up their mind, and it's based on an opinion on an issue prior to writing the story or developing the story, or maybe as they're developing the story, and they don't want to be proven wrong. And I think that's the defense mechanism that we're seeing again and again. It's like creates kind of a back and forth that maybe isn't very healthy, but you can't easily go to a reporter these days and say, oh, hold on, you said this, and I take issue with that, and let me explain why. Because rather than them having an open mind and saying, okay, well, explain it to me then, they've already written it, it's already out there, it's been out there, now for 5 hours, which God forbid, that's forever, right? So they're attached to it, and so instead of being open and trying to develop the story in a way that's more fair or maybe gives a better perspective, they dig in. And so as they dig in, their side becomes even more important, that they're proving their side. And we've seen it, I have to be honest, a lot with Voice of San Diego. And I think it does, those are good, for the most part, young men with a single perception, probably built on the fact that politicians lie and that unions have either too much power or have lost all their power, depending on which day it was, and and they're going to go with that story. And so I think it's just the fact check itself. When somebody makes a mistake, sometimes they're called liars, but then there are people who honestly are trying to misrepresent the truth, and that's what it should be geared on, not things that could be questioned or that somebody else could have a different opinion of and come out with a different fact.
Interesting perspective about